What's up guys? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is a John Deere GT225. I bought it for $500 on Facebook Marketplace and I'm looking to try to make some money on it. Came with a bagger system and all that. Overall, if I can clean this thing up, get it working, it's worth about $1,300 if I really take my time and list it well and wait. At the minimum, $1,000. I think I can make a quick $500, $600 on this in just a day or two of work even. So let me bring you in and I want to show you some details on this. All right, so here she is, GT225, and it's not in bad shape really. There's a few things I got to do to it, and it also doesn't run or drive at the moment. Here's my other collection. I can make some videos on these if you guys are interested in the future. Completely repainted this and restored it, repainted that and restored it, and this is the one I actually use. I got a custom decal for it and all that stuff. So if you're interested on me making a video on any one of these in depth and what I did, I got some pictures and videos of them while doing that process, but wasn't really recording it like I am for this one. Just let me know in the comments. That's just my everyday cut the grass with it kind of thing. So here's the GT225. I love the way it looks. It's got the 15 horsepower Kawasaki motor, I think. I'm not sure. Oh, Kohler motor. I'm an idiot. All right, great. So basically, the guy said it did run. Said his wife ran it out of gas, filled it up, and now it doesn't want to start. He thinks there might be fuel in the water. I'm not too sure. I took the gas cap off and gave it a smell and it seemed fine. That in there does look kind of watery, so that could be the problem. I'm not quite sure on that. But we're going to clean this up and make it look really, really good here. It's extremely dirty right now. Other than that, if I can get it to run, he said the oil and everything was already done on it. Spark plug too. I think I want to do that anyhow. It doesn't cost that much money. Makes for when I sell it, somebody feeling more comfortable buying it because it's already tuned up and ready to go. I got to figure out this seat thing here. It's coming apart like most John Deere seats do. It's got a rip in it as well. I'm not really worried about that. It's not that bad, but I am going to have to probably re-glue this somehow. Seen some videos on how to do it. Not quite sure. It's got a dent here at the bottom and the back here. And I think that was from him mounting the bagger system. Not quite sure. I'll explain to you how he said he did that in a minute. But other than that, this thing's pretty clean. The deck underneath is extremely caked, so I think I'm going to be pulling the deck off and doing a full cleanup on that too. One of the last final things was he said it needed a new battery. However, I put it on my trickle charger and it's got power now, so it also turned over. So I don't know if it was actually just flat or not, but I think I saved myself on a battery, but we'll see while we're doing the testing, getting this thing to run again. And the hood's got a small little crack in it, but again, I'm not really worried about that. I might try to seal it a little bit on the backside, but I think it'll be all right, honestly. But we're gonna clean this up and I'm gonna polish it up real good because it's very dull. And this thing's gonna look like $1 million. Then I'm gonna have to figure out how to mount this bagger system on here. It doesn't have the proper bracket on the back of it. So how this dent got here, I think, he said he just sat that on the hitch here, right there, and then he ratchet strapped it to the back to hold it up. And I think that's how that got bent. So I'm gonna try to bend that back and figure out a proper way of mounting that. So other than that, I think we're ready to get started. I think the first thing I'm going to do is take the hood off maybe, and then just spray some starting fluid in here because I want to see if this thing will run. I want to actually hear it run. I have never heard it run. I want to make sure it can run, and then we'll figure out the fuel system. I think I'll drain all the fuel out, change that filter, and maybe I have to drop the carburetor too. I'm not quite sure. So let's get to taking this hood off, and then we'll go from there. All right, to take this hood off, you got to undo the little wire for the headlights, and then it should just come out of the groove here. There's the one side. There we go. Now we can really get in there and see what the heck we got going on. So here's the air cleaner. This thing is filthy. All right, so I'm gonna put some starting fluid in here and I wanna see if it turns over. All right, let's see if she runs. First time I ever heard that. well, that's the first time I ever heard it actually turn over like that and kind of want to fire, but I don't want to keep doing that because I don't want to force more water into the engine. So I think what I'm going to do is drain all the fuel out of here. All right, like I said, to not do any more damage on anything, I got the fuel line disconnected here, draining that into the tank. And we're just gonna wait and see. You can see that filter too. It's really dirty. There's a lot of stuff inside of there. So we're gonna let that do that and go from there. 20 minutes later, we got all the fuel drained out of here, sitting over there looking like a couple piss jugs. I also, on this side, disconnected this and I pushed some compressed air through it on the other end to kind of get all this fuel rail stuff cleared out. And yeah, there was straight water in there. If you're looking at the fuel cap here, it's missing the breather cover thing. So every time it rained, water went right down in there, and this doesn't look like it was garage kept. So I'm thinking it absolutely had water in it. I got that all drained out. I'm gonna pull the spark plug now, and I'm gonna go get some parts because I need a new filter for the fuel. I wanna get some fresh oil, and I'm gonna buy a spark plug while I'm there and get everything I need so that way we can tune this motor back up. And then I might think about pulling the carburetor. I'm not quite sure yet. Probably should. Don't know if I want to. But we'll go from there. Let me go get those parts real quick and I'll be back. All right, new spark plug and fuel filter. Got that. I'm going to put the oil on the back burner for now. The guy did say he just changed it and it does look not that dirty. So I think I'm just going to leave it. Should be all right. I'll check it before I end up listing it and see how it looks and maybe change it out real quick. But for now, I'm just worried about getting it running, getting it cleaned up, and going from there. So let me go ahead and install this spark plug, install this fuel filter, and then maybe pull that carburetor. I never seen a spark plug so deep inside of there. All right. Get this back here. All right, I guess I'll start by taking this off here. Not really exactly sure what I'm doing, but all right, there's our carb. All right, we got our carburetor out. Look how caked up and dirty that thing is. So I'm gonna just clean this up real quick. I already kind of, tipped it and got all that water out of the bowl there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up real good and we'll go ahead and put it back. I'm not gonna do nothing super crazy here, just blow all that crap off. All right, there we go. Want to go ahead and just hit this up too real quick. Put this ground back on. Plug that back in. And I'm going to clean this up real quick too. Good as new. All right, hook this back up here. That was easy. All right, and that's it. We got the whole fuel system drained out, dumped all the water out of the carburetor, sprayed it out a little bit, cleaned it up, hooked everything all back up together, and now I think we're ready to add some fresh gas to the tank and see if it'll fire. I'm sure it'll probably have to crank quite a lot until it could get fuel back to the carburetor, fill the bowl up. But I think we're ready to see here. All right, I ain't going to go crazy and put all my gas in here in case there's a catastrophic leak. Should be good enough. All right, we got fuel to the fuel filter. As of right now, I don't really see no leaks, but not sure if the fuel's all the way, to the carb yet. Let's go ahead and try to fire it up. All right, it does run, but my linkage fell off here. So I gotta hook that back up real quick. All right, let's try that again. It runs pretty good. Battery light is on. I don't know if that's for me cranking and cranking. Maybe I weakened it after I charged it. Maybe it's not charging. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm gonna put the hood back on first. I gotta throw the air cleaner back on. I'm gonna spray it out with some air real quick in case there's any dust locked up in there. I'm gonna put the hood on. I'm gonna take it for a ride and see how it drives. Put the lights back up here. I don't even know if they work. And there we go. Typical. One light's burned out. All right, I'm gonna clean this up real quick and then we're gonna take it for a ride. All right, here we are. Turn that up. See if I need choke or not. Test the blades. Oh yeah. Cool. I wonder if I run it longer if the battery light will go off after a while. Maybe it's just, like I said, dead, but well, I think we're ready to clean this thing up a little bit. It's pretty dirty. So let's go ahead and get to doing that. All right, it's not super duper clean, but it is pretty clean. You know, there's like a bunch of stains on the deck and stuff, and that takes a lot of elbow grease. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if that's gonna make me get more money or not scrubbing that deck. Like I said, I'm expecting from like $1,000, maybe $1,300 I could sell this for. So covered the gas cap up. But the only other thing I really wanna do is this hood's got a lot of haze on it. I kinda wanna buff the hood. Maybe just do some of this. I don't know how silly I wanna get, but the hood does look really beat. You can see the haze there. But other than that, I think I just need to let this dry a little bit and then try to glue this seat back in and then see if I could find like a cheap gas cap or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, she's ready to go. It mows good, it runs good. The blades are sharp. Just maybe get some buffing on the hood here. And I need to fix the headlight too. One of the headlights are out. But yeah, this thing runs and drives really nice. Fired up every time now, so easily. It's a good tractor for sure. All right, I got my cheapo little polish setup here. Got this thing I put in a drill with a pad, cutting compound, polish compound. And I'm gonna try to just, you know, shine this hood up a little bit. There's like specks in here and stuff. So hopefully I take all that out. And I'm just gonna try to do kind of quick, do a nice once over. I might not even use the polishing, I might just use the cutting compound. It just kind of depends on what it looks like. And then maybe kind of hit some of this stuff around here and just make it look good. I don't want to do too half-ass of a job and make it look worse than it does, but I just want to make it look a little better. So let's go ahead and start on this hood and see if we can make it look a little nicer than this. Really get it on there good. All right, let's see if we screw up the whole thing. Now that was just cutting compound. But I think that made it look quite a lot better. I might do one more run on it, and then I'm not quite sure the polishing will actually do anything because of how rough this texture is to begin with. I think I'll do the top side one more time, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest of it, and we'll go from there. All right, well, I buffed the whole thing real quick. I did record it, but I guess I didn't record it. Not sure what happened there, but it's all buffed. And now I'm just going to wipe all this off here and we'll do an overall look and see how it looks. All right, that certainly did take a lot of the haze out. You know, it's not perfect. But like even that there, that's shining up a little bit. Overall, it's not bad. You know, it's better than what it was for sure. But I think that's good enough. I mean, this is an old tractor. It ain't gonna shine like it's brand new. It's been beat up, it's been scratched. But you know what, not bad for what it is. I'm just going to hit this with some spray wax to give it a slick finish. Clean up some of the areas I may have missed or got the compound stuff on. Wipe all these plastics down too to help it shine up a little bit. Now, something I want to do here, that bulb needs changed anyhow, but these headlights, the lenses are pretty dirty, and when you clean those up and make them look nice, makes the whole tractor look really good. Don't look too bad in the video, but you can kind of tell there's a bit of a haze to them. So just wiping them up, getting the dust out of those lenses will be good enough to make it look really good. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and remove this headlight lens here. That was easy. See how dirty that is in there? cleaning that up, and in here too, all this stuff. That'll make it look a lot nicer when that's all cleaned up. Get the other one here. There we go. So I got a microfiber rag here, and I'm just gonna spray it in there and clean this up real good. Just like that. Get all that dust out of there. Go ahead and get the lens too here. And there we go. I'll just go ahead and pop this back in. And not too bad. Look how bright and clean those are now. They look real white. They don't look dull. They don't look dirty. Makes the whole tractor just look a little more newer, a little more cleaner. All right, boys, you won't believe it. Look what I have. I found a bracket for the bagger on the back of this tractor. It's the next day, by the way. I literally can't believe it. So a guy on Facebook Marketplace was selling a bagger set just like that one right there, except he didn't have the picture of the bracket, and it was for the same exact tractor he had too. So I asked him if he had the bracket, and he did. And I ended up buying it for $20. I got the bracket and all the pins and everything I need to be able to hook that bagger up to the back of this, and it should all fit perfectly. I looked at the holes and all that stuff there, and it'll work, and it's super easy. So we got that. Also, got some headlight bulbs, and I got some glue for the seat. Gluing this seat down is going to be a clusterfuck, but you know, I want to try. I've seen a ton of videos. You're supposed to like ratchet strap the heck out of this, put some blocks and stuff, and basically get this to be squished in there. And I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to try it. So I got all this stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. The first thing I want to do though is I want to clean this bagger up, because if you look, it's super filthy. And I don't want to mount it on here dirty and then rewash it, because once I put the glue on this seat here, it's supposed to sit for like 24 to 48 hours, and I don't want to risk getting it wet. So I'm gonna wash that up first. I'm gonna mount the bag on there, and then I'm gonna try gluing this seat down. Let's get to it. Time to make sure to see if this bracket actually fits or not. It should. That goes in there like that, and then it's got two of these pins. You just put one on each side and it just holds it there. That bagger will sit in here, rest up against this, and then this long pin will go through here and hold it in place. That is so simple. There you go. Let me try setting the bagger on. Now, I know this bagger is very dull looking, but just wanted to get the dust off it. I'll put some plastic shine and stuff on it afterwards once it's all mounted up. And that's that. Just take this pin, and this pin slides through here. This bottom pin goes here in the hitch. And that's it. That ain't going nowhere. So if you want to get a better look here, there's two studs that stick out on each side. One there and then one on the other side. And then you pop that pin in. Right there. Put that there. Put that pin down here in the hitch. And then this right here locks this bar into place. Now you got a bagger. I hope it lines up with that. It should. I would think it would. Let's find out. All right, so this goes in here. It's pretty easy to figure out. And this gets lifted up. That goes up. Lock that pin in. Lock that pin in. And I think that's it. See, this just looks a little weird, but it's in there. Pin's holding it in, it's locked in there, locked in over here, sitting on the edge, all the way around, even down there, sitting nice and flush. So I don't know, I guess that's just how it's supposed to look. Looks a little silly, but there we go. Got a whole bagger system now. That alone just raised the value of this tractor like at least 200 bucks, ready to go and stuff. I got the bags still sitting up there. They're drying out, but not bad. Let's put these headlights in. I did order a new gas cap, by the way. That's supposed to come today. Just hasn't come yet. Everything else did. Two. And there we go. New headlights. All right, now I'm gonna try to tackle this seat here. This thing is so out of whack, it's gonna be kind of hard. That's why I got all these ratchet straps here. I'm gonna try to ratchet strap the back and the front and put some blocking in the center so that way it's not putting all the pressure right on the edge and then it could warp the seat. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to rig this puppy up and see if I can get it somewhat close to being seated in there, and then I'll put that silicone adhesive glue stuff all the way around the edge of it, and then tighten it down a little bit more and let it sit there for 2 days or so, and we'll see if that sticks. All right, I got some blocks sitting on this seat here. Then I got these tractor covers. I'm going to just like lay on top of it and then try and push the seat down like that. Squeeze it down basically. I think this is how the guy did it in that one video. I don't know if maybe I got too many blocks here. The point is to not have your strap too hard on this edge because then it'll wrinkle it. And it's sitting there for a couple days. You know, it could ruin it. So. All right, well, that's about as good as it's going to get. This side isn't exactly that good, but I'll try to fill it in real good. I got the underneath tucked in over there. And then on the other side, it looks a little better. It's actually sitting in there, and then I'll fill all this up with that silicone adhesive glue stuff. And it's clear, so hopefully, you know, you don't see it, but this looks like a big mess, but hopefully it works out. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook that glue up and we'll see. Well, that was the shittiest caulking gun I've ever used, but I think I glued it down good enough. I mean, this side was hardly tucked in as it was, so it's kind of not that pretty. But the underneath I got really good, and that's good because the top was always glued really well already. So if the bottom won't come up, then it won't come up loose and won't flap around. It should be okay. But that's pretty much it. I'm probably not going to touch this now for at least a day or two. Then we'll come out here and shine all this plastic up a little bit. I'll spray it down with some armor. I'll make it look a little deeper black. That's pretty much it right there. I I think we'll be ready to list it and see how much we could get out of it. Like I said, that gas cap is coming today too. So I'll just put it on next time I'm back out here. It'll probably be tomorrow. We'll check on this seat or something. So we'll see you then. What up? It's the next day. So here's the tractor, and I'm going to take some Armor All and I'm going to spray it on all this black plastic stuff all the way around here. And I'm going to let that just kind of sit there and soak in, and then I'll wipe it all off in a little bit here. And we're going to get all the plastic shined up on this. Then I'm going to unratchet this seat. We're going to see how that turned out. And then I think we're ready to take pictures of this bad boy and list it for sale. I'm going to spray some on the tires too, make them look a little shiny. All right, well, that is it. I got all the plastic shined. Wait a minute. There we go. All right, I got all the plastic shined on this. Up here, I even did this. It doesn't look super good, but it looks way better than it did. Brought back some color, made it look a little deeper black. I also did all the plastics and everything all the way around it. The tires a little bit. And I scrubbed some of the grass stains off around the deck everywhere that I could get with my hands. So the deck looks a whole lot cleaner now. Just used a rag and some stuff. All in all, it's looking really good. It's done, I think. I even cleaned the engine bay up a little bit. So I'm gonna pull this puppy out and I'm gonna take a little Facebook video of it for Marketplace. So I have that. And then I'm also going to take some pictures. So let's get to it. And there you have it. So I'll go ahead and post a picture right now of my listing on Facebook for whatever I listed it for. I think it's going to be around $1,300. I might go a little higher. That way people could lowball me a little bit and, you know, whatever. But I think it'll be listed around $1,400. I forgot to mention, I greased all the points on this too, in case anybody wonders. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this up here listed, and then I'll get back to you whenever it sells. We'll see how long it takes, and I'll let you know. But I literally have maybe 6-7 hours of work in this. That's it. Through the span of 3 days, through the span of 3 days, maybe 6 hours of work, and I have like $80, maybe $60 in parts. The gas cap, the bracket I bought, then the spark plug, and the fuel filter, and then what? Like a quarter 5 gallon thing of fuel. So, I mean, I really don't have any money into it. Let's just say $100, and I bought it for $500. Let's just say I got $600 in this. Okay, which is overestimating. I think it'll sell for around $1,100, $1,200. I'm hoping. We'll see if somebody lowballs me and if I fall for it and end up selling it for cheaper. Either way, I'm making good money for the amount of time I have on this. Like I said, maybe honestly 6 hours probably, that's it. But we'll go ahead and see what we sell this thing for, and I'll get back to you when we sell it. All right, and after 1 week, I sold it for $1,100. So that's it. I made $600 in just a couple hours of work. It really wasn't that much work, nothing hard to do, just some problem solving with the fuel stuff. I cleaned it up and made $600, and I had it listed for about a week. I did list it for a little higher than $1,100, and I let them haggle me down a little bit. $1,100 sold price, that's not bad. The guy's happy, and that's it. So until next time we have another tractor to flip or we do something different with one of these puppies, I'll see you then.